Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, in a special place. I'll tell you all the grace, where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. This FYI radio show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM.com, go to church webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful, hot day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my hot friend?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM.
Good morning, Facebook. Facebook Live is on and pop. And let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go over to YouTube. Crystal Records 1, Cristo Records 1. You can go to @FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, we promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
Mr. E.
Yeah.
What day is it today?
Today is hump day.
That was a pretty good hump day, Mr.
Yeah.
E.
It's middle of the week.
What do you think about this weather?
Oh my God. Well, we know it's summertime and because it's summertime, we can expect hot weather. It's no surprise because it's summertime.
Well, it's a heat wave, they say. We have a heat wave, tropical heat wave. Say we have a dome over us, which is causing the heat to just sit there and just mess with us.
That's right.
Again, thank God for the air conditions, for shelter, and everything we need to stay cool in the environment like this.
Won't he do it?
He will.
Yes,
but
you
got to make sure we're looking out for those that are homeless, looking out for those that need shelter, or the elderly, that you got to make sure they have air conditioning, water, pets, and all that. Make sure we see to it that everybody has a chance to survive in this heat.
That's right. That's what we need to do. We are brothers keepers, so we got to make sure that while you're driving, stop at the store, get you a couple of cold bottles of water. You see somebody on the side of the road look like they dehydrated and thirsty, just give them a bottle of water.
Absolutely. We have a lot of wonderful nonprofit organizations and businesses that see to it that those that need shelter in this time and all the things, all the essentials they provide, and that's why we need to give to them so they can help others.
I want to say happy belated birthday to my brother. I had an opportunity to share his birthday with him on yesterday afternoon. That's Clarence Everett, better known as Jake.
Absolutely. So, Mr. E, this is FYI Wednesday segment. What's under the hat? Summer traveling tips. When I walked out the door, Mr. E, it was very, very, very hot. And I said, this is a great topic because people need to know some of the things they need to do as they travel and consider the weather. This is not going to be your average, just another day. We're coming into some storms. We're coming into some summer weather with the heat waves and things like that. And people really need to know what it takes to travel and to make sure they have everything they need when they do.
That's right. And for safe and enjoyable summer travel, ensure you have a valid passport, obtain a comprehensive travel insurance, and check visa entry requirement for your destination and a transit location. Stay informed about potential health risks like recommended vaccinations and be aware of any dual nationalist impact package essential medications, consider sun safety, and be mindful of local laws and customs.
Yeah, there's some of the things that we have to keep in mind while traveling. Sometimes you just want to get up and pack and go out, but there are so many things that we have to keep in mind. Those that are on medication, those that, need to have certain things with them, those that have to travel with, have insurance, like you said, passports. There's so many things that we have to have so we can actually
Have a safe summer, yeah.
travel without any instances. Um, Passport and visas. How many of you all have your passports and visas? You never know when you may need them, and you got to go through a process of getting these things. You can go to your local, well, like DMV is doing them now, I believe.
Yeah.
And also, who else is doing them, Mr. E?
Post
The
office.
post office.
Yeah, you can go to your local post office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Travel insurance, you can get travel insurance. That's crucial. Even going just to some of the local
Packing
locations,
stores, yeah.
a local, what I mean is if you're even vacationing in your own area, they offer travel insurance. The agencies, they offer that. When you go away, they offer the travel insurance and things like that. So there are a lot of things to consider. Vaccinations, COVID, you can still get those shots and things like that. Plenty of things to consider while traveling.
That's right. That's right. Passports and travel insurance, health, emergency pack kits. Make sure you have one of those. Sun protection, travel advice, safety. Beware of your surroundings. Exercise cautions, taking the same precaution you would take at home. Local laws and communication.
Absolutely. Travel advice. How many go to a travel agent and get advice about how I should go, where I should go, where I should stay? Uh, you know, and some of these places, Mr. E, you can book, and sometimes you can get your money back, or sometimes you can't. You got to be aware of if you are making reservations right, or if you're paying attention to them saying you cannot cancel this or that. You come across so many things when you consider traveling, and also, being cautious about the weather. Don't forget your sunscreen. I know we as brown people, feel like we don't need it, but we do need it.
Yeah.
Those ultraviolet rays are something. I was talking to someone the other day about sunscreen. They were talking about how we should apply it and put it on and what number. I think Oprah and them was talking about it, something like that. And then I was talking to someone and they said, even though you're brown, you really need to have that because the ultraviolet rays come and they get into the skin, under the skin, even when it's cloudy. They said that's the worst time. And so we got to make sure if we're going to water parks, if we're out walking and shopping and things like that, that we have those things.
That's right. That's what you got to do. You got to protect yourself, and don't forget the local law and safety. Don't forget to be safe. You got to understand. You got to be aware of your surroundings and things around you. And communication. Stay in contact with friends and families back home. Don't forget ticks and mosquitoes. Be aware of potential risks from ticks and mosquitoes. Beaches and pool safety. If you plan on swimming, beware of the beach and pool safety
And
guidelines.
we'll have pool safety coming up on one of our segments, pool and water safety. It's essential that you all know some of the rules, regulations, and some of the things that take place, when you're going into the water. I wanted to get back to local laws. You have to obey the laws and respect cultural differences of the country you're visiting. You have to stay informed, keep up to date with local news and information, particularly regarding safety and health.
That's right. And don't forget, there's 7 tips to cheaper road trips. Yeah, there's 7 tips. Pamper your car. Number one, pamper your car. Get a tune-up. Check the tire pressures.
Mhm.
Number two, rent responsibly. Find deals online first. Choose the smallest car. Number three, stock up. Buy food and fuel at one stop. Pack a cooler. Number four, use tech tools. Estimate fuel costs, compare prices, map your route. Number five, call hotel directly. Ask for at least a minute detail. Number six, cut costs. First, find bundle and discount for attractions. And number seven, start a summer savings plan and save money in advance.
Absolutely. Now, here's some road trip safety tips. Please keep these in mind. Don't post about travels on social media. Don't tell folk where you're going. You may want to post after you get back, but
Yeah,
in real time, sometimes it's not a good idea. While you're on the road, it will decrease the chances of your home or car getting broken into. Somebody know you're out of town. They know where you
yep.
live. You've been posting everything about you, and there becomes a problem. If you become sleepy, pull over to a safe area and take a quick nap. My car tells me when I'm tired.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? But yeah, you make sure you roll down the windows, turn up the radio, make sure you keep yourself up and roll. Watch the weather. You
yeah.
can get weather 10, 20 days in advance. Make sure you know what that weather is going to be like. If you're going to run into any storms, a whole lot of lightning and thunder, if the roads are going to be slippery or what, you need to make sure you watch the weather. Also, lock all of your valuables in the trunk or glove compartment or a better place. Back in the day, women would put all their valuables in a certain place.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you need to be sure that your valuables are protected.
That's right. That's right. And don't forget to be sure your vehicle is in a tip-top
Mm,
shape. Don't get out there with a car that needs they got bald tires on it.
yes.
Don't get out there on that highway. Make sure your car is in tip-top shape. Now, also, you can stop by
Yes.
some of the dealers where you purchase your car from and have them to top off everything, to check your car before going on the
Yes.
highway. One time or another, we used to have those full service stations that used to pull up in. They would check your oil and water and top it
Mhm.
off for you. But now you can go to your dealers, some of your
Yes.
dealers where you purchase your car, and let them know you're getting ready to go out of town. AAA does the same thing. If you're going out of
Yes.
town on Virginia Beach Boulevard, go down to AAA and tell them that you're going out of town, and so they can check your vehicle.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't wait until your gas gauge is empty. Don't go there. Make sure you fuel up. On unfamiliar roads, you may not know where the next gas station is.
Pack an emergency kit for just in case. That includes a flashlight, jumper cables, flares, warm blankets, and water and your first aid kit. Make sure you pack one of those.
Be sure your auto policy includes emergency road service in the event of a breakdown. Talk with your American Family agent before traveling. You got all kind of agencies that will come and get you and help you if you break down on the road.
And that's a key one right there, Miss Hinton, because you use so many times we use the tow truck around town if the car break down,
Mm,
or we might let somebody else use it. When you going out of town, make sure that
yes.
you got the proper towing service that you need. Don't get out of town and run out of towing.
Yes, bring charging cables for mobile devices, please. And then bring certain things. You may not have insurance. You may want to have all your stuff, what do you call those things, Misty, that you change your tires with and all kind of stuff just in case. But one of the things that they do recommend is make sure you have charging devices for mobile phones and tablets. GPS. I
Yeah.
remember a lady stopped me on the way coming back from Washington, D.C. Her and her husband didn't have a phone. They didn't have a map. They didn't have a GPS. I had to write down all their destination all the way to Carolina. I was like, who travels like that?
Thank God that they're not using the map again, because back in the days of old, they would read the map.
They didn't have nothing.
But today you got your GPS. Make sure you know how to use it properly so that when you traveling and don't sometimes you say that GPS is wrong because it's taking you this way and taking you that. Know the route because there are three different ways that you can see on your GPS. The shortest time that you can get there might have to go through the tunnel, or you might don't want to go through the tunnel, but make sure you read the way that you want to go.
Be discreet with your credit card and other personal information at hotels, restaurants, and ATM. Consider, theft insurance and things like that, because I'm telling you, when you travel, you'd be surprised how people will take your information, and some of them actually, they will steal some of your information, your credit card numbers and all that stuff. You go to these hotels sometimes and you get extra charges. You just don't know, where some of these charges are coming from. You've got to pay attention.
Miss Hinton, I took some of these summer tips also and gave them for the seniors, for this summer heat weather. It says to stay safe in the summer, seniors should prioritize stay cool, hydrated, and protected from the sun. This includes staying in air-conditioned spaces, drinking plenty of fluids, wearing light color clothing and loose fitting clothing, and limiting stimulant outdoor activity during peak heating hours.
Yes, absolutely.
And here's more detail to break it down. Stay cool.
Stay cool, protect yourself from the sun, wear protective clothing, choose loose fitting, light colored clothing made from breathable fabrics like cotton. You don't want to overheat. Again, use sunscreen and things that you need. Review your medications. Make sure your medications say that you can't take that medication and stay in the sun, that you stay out of that direct sun. But it's key to really take care of yourself. Hydration is key. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Even before you feel thirsty, avoid alcohol and caffeine as they can dehydrate you.
That would help you also when you're on your summer vacation. When you're on the highway and your car should break down, make sure you got all the proper necessary equipment that is needed while you're traveling up and down this highway. And please, while you're traveling, don't pick up strangers while you're traveling. Make sure that when you travel, that might look like, but make sure that you and your family is safe. These tips are brought to you so that it can help you on your highway, as you travel to have a safe vacation during the summer period.
Yeah, don't just let people come up to you. You have people that just want to come up to you, ask you for things. You don't know what their motives are, but make sure you stay with someone when you're traveling. Make sure your children have someone to be with, or watch, or you're there, because we have to keep in mind that everybody is not a person of integrity. You got people that are predators and all kind of folk that will try you.
And don't let your children go to the bathroom by themselves. Well, we pull up at this truck stop, or we pull up at this store, and Johnny, you go ahead. Don't let them go to the restrooms by themselves. Make sure you go along with them, because you don't want to be out there and somebody can pick your child up and go on by the way. And lock your car up while you're at these rest stops, or while make sure you lock your car up and don't leave the keys and don't leave it running.
Absolutely. You should seek cool environments, spend time in air conditioned places, in the malls, in the community centers, where you have shade and air conditioning. You may be out sometimes because if you're going on the beach, but they have all kind of cabanas and things like that where you don't have to be in direct sun, umbrellas and things like that. You can take care of yourself while on the beach. Again, sunscreen, wearing things that, help the fabrics breathe and things like where you won't overheat. We've seen it time and time again, people, that just that overdo it. They don't understand that you can take some sun and you come out, especially with the heat like this, the heat waves and things like that. You can take some of the sun a little bit at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
Just don't overdo it.
And make sure you check the sands while you're on the beach because the sands can be so hot to your feet. And also make sure you check your pets. Make sure that your little doggies and your little cats are safe just as well. Don't leave them in the car. Don't leave your children in the car with the windows rolled up and you just run into this and do whatever you got. Please do not do that. Think about all that you got to do, have to do, and be safe about doing it.
Know the signs of heat illnesses. Be aware of symptoms like dizziness, headache, nausea, or confusion, which could indicate heat exhaustion or heat stroke. You have to stay cool. Eat like cool meals. You can't go out there eating all kind of pig's feet and whatnot in the sun. That stuff gonna tear your stomach up. You got to be careful of what you're eating.
That's right. That's right.
Light meals, salads, fruits, vegetables. Use those heavy things for when you're inside, when it's dinner time. You may want your little pork and your little thing. But some of those things, when you're walking out, you don't want to overdo too much breakfast. You just don't want to overindulge in any of this. You really want to be safe and be healthy during this time.
And also, one of the greatest things you could do is pay attention to the weather forecast and heat advisories issued by your local authority. Pay close attention to that. If it says it's going to be a hot day, like it is 97 degrees today, and it says it might get to 104, it was 107 yesterday, feel like, and here's a tip that I had to learn myself, Miss Hinton, that I have what we call a white fence all around my house. Mm-hmm. Now, with that white fence, it's made out of plastic, PC pipe. With that white fence, it holds heat. There's no gaps in that fence. No air blowing through. It's not circulating. I saw that this morning when I had to go out there and for the swings. And when I went out there in the swing, I said, well, why is it so hot back here than out front? And the reason why, because it's just blocking all the air that's trying to pass through. So when I open up the gate going out to the front, I can just feel the heat just flying right on out that backyard. So you got to be careful. Make sure that you got everything under control, from your plastic fence, from your home to the sand to the beach. And if you're traveling, make sure that your car's in tip-top shape. If you see one sign, check your tires. Make sure you got the proper air pressure in there. Yes. They say that when you're driving on the highway, that your air pressure goes up because of the heat. Listen, here's another tip. Do not put water in your radiator. Put you some antifreeze in there. Water is just like putting it on your stove. It boils. It boils and it evaporates. And that makes your engine swell. So do not put water. Again, put some antifreeze, some chemicals in your radiator so the water that you got won't boil. Yes. And then if you open up your radiator, please wait till it cools and get all the air, all the sizzle from out of your tank before you open it up, because guess what? It's scalding hot and it will burn you.
Wow. Make sure you communicate with family. Let people know, you're going out of town. You have some people that go into other countries and out of town, and nobody knows where they are. They end up getting lost, or they're somewhere and you can't contact them. Thank God we have the FaceTime, social media, all kind of things now where You can, say, look, I'm here. I'm going to be here for a few days. You can get in touch with me here. I'm at this hotel. Let people know where you are, and so they can keep up with you just in case anything come up or any emergency.
That's right. And while you're out there, make sure you talk to your post office, so they won't drop the mail in your boxes. And make sure no packages are coming to your home because there are folks that's lurking around 365 days out of a year looking to break and enter into your home. Yeah, you might have ring cameras, but these folks look at the ring camera and say, I know you ain't home. I check your situation. And here's a one of the greatest tips that I learned to do. Don't go home the same way. When you leave your home one way, go back home another way, so that folks won't know your pattern, don't know what's going on. When you're doing that, you're not allowing them to see your pattern, so they know. Well, this time she's not home or he's not home, so we can go around the house now and check UPS because they always got packages coming in there, or we can break into your home.
Yes, get someone to get your packages because they mount up. Also, find out what destinations are safe. There are some destinations now you may not want to go to, but find out, are they letting people into this country or this, are they letting them out? Are they keeping them there? There are a couple of celebrities that I know that are in a certain place and they can't get out yet. They're restricted because of war or something like that. You got to make sure that you're going to a place where you can get out of. I know a young lady, they went over to a certain country and it took her and her husband the longest time to get out. He was a citizen there, but they still would not let him out. And he did not know that they were having so much chaos and things. And he found himself stuck there for, I think, about a month. So please make sure where you're going, it is safe to come and go. You have your visas, you have your identification, you have everything you need just in case.
And don't forget to check your Airbnbs. Make sure that when you go to these different places that you have the right address and the right dates. Mm-hmm. Don't go there and you got somebody else there because you made an error or they made an error. Make sure, follow through, and to make sure that you got the right Airbnb, and make sure that the Airbnb or the places that you live in is not a pigsty, because they can send you pictures of a beautiful home.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
They can do that to you. They send you a nice picture. They got big backyards and all that stuff. And then when you get there, you got a pigsty.
They have some things that you can use when you travel for your beds and things because, some people are afraid of bed bugs and things like that. So many people use these places and facilities. And so, you may want to take certain things for your sheets, for your mattresses, and you may want to take your own towels and wash rags.
That's right.
That's a good idea.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, and so you just want to make sure you stay as safe as possible, that your family's safe, and that you have a good time.
Do like I do when I go to these Airbnbs, like in Nags Heads and Northampton down there and the Outer Banks. I walk in the front door with Lysol and spray from the front through the back. Then later on that evening, I walk around with bug spray, spraying every nook, cranny for spiders and for any bugs that may be out. And don't forget to look out for snakes while you're in some of these Airbnbs because, snakes they need a place to live too.
Yeah, all kind of rodents and all kind of things. You just be safe. Just look out for yourself. Look out for your family. Great tips for the summer. We're going to be talking about pool and water safety real soon as well. So look, you all have a blessed and wonderful Wednesday, and stay safe, even if you're right here in your own local backyard.
That's right.
See you on Fun Friday. Have a wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show. And for more information, you can give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, WMDA 88.9, Peace 95.3, WPTE 1400, and all social media platforms. Bye now.
We want to shout out some of our friends on Instagram. We have Patos, believe that's how you pronounce it, PATOS_69. We have _MAYUR_097. We have KAYYE365. We have NEERAJCHAURASIA.794. Sheila Robbins is here. We have, who else is up here? I thought I saw a few more up here. Mr. E, you have anybody you want to shout out on your feed? We want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your support. If we didn't see your name, we just can't see it at this time. But put something in the chat so we can say hello. We want to thank you for joining us. We have some updated shows or upcoming shows. FYI, After Dark, we're going to be doing our Around the Town with Everett on Monday, community news and events. Wednesday, we're going to continue what's under the Hatman's issues. Of course, we're going to talk about pool and water safety, swimming safety. They had, I forgot where it was, Mr. Lee. I think it might have been in North Carolina. I'm not quite sure. But they had something in the water, and everybody was like, what's that? I don't know if it was just bogus, but it was something in the water that people didn't know what it was. They thought it was a submarine or whales or whatever. They wasn't quite sure. And they was like, I don't know if they ever found out what it was, but they were really, really concerned. Also, we're going to talk about women's issues and some of the things that are going on. But we're going to definitely do our summer fun, what's happening around the town. We're going to talk about some hot topics. And we're going to also have our relationship 2025 with Alicia Bennett real soon.
And don't forget that we're going to have that pool safety. We got AAA that will be coming our way. So we'll find out more about that today. And that's going to bring on pool safety.
Absolutely. Boat safety and all of that. Cruising, water safety as a whole. We definitely need to talk more about that. But this is a time when people love the water. They love the boating. They love the cruises. They love swimming and everything. So we want you to be safe even in the water.
Yeah.
So look, thank you so much for joining us. We'd love for you all to follow us on social media, on all our social media platforms. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. Go and find us, FYI, or our personal page, Yolanda Hinton, Everett's personal page, and please follow us there. Also, you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us and we'll email you back, and we're at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. If you'd like to be in our audience, if you think that we need to change and need to do something great for you and your community, give us a call, 757-714-7861, or email us and let us know that what you would like for us to talk about on the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us at Edward Everett Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page.
Absolutely. You all keep up with us. Let us know what you're going to be doing for the weekend or for the summer. And just join us back here on Fun Friday. We're going to have a really fun show for you. If you have any suggestions, you can DM us. If you want to hear some things that you've never heard us discuss, let us know. If you want to be on our panel and just, have that great dialogue, we would love to have you. But look, be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you back here on Friday.
2 up and 2 down.
VA.